StarCraft 2 and the esports scene.
Hello and welcome to the sick edition of the podcast.
Oh, thank you so much. It is so wonderful that we are both sick for this edition of the podcast.
Yeah, it's how we rung in the new year. Sick. It's how
Yeah.
we continue as we mean to begin. Or something to that
not,
effect.
not wrong at all. Yeah, I don't know what this stupid thing is, but man, I picked it up about a week ago, actually. Started feeling sick about this time last week, and I was sicker than I am now, but still kind of lingering.
Yeah. Same here. Basically the same.
That's so weird. I don't know. Yeah, whatever it is. I mean, I did go get a COVID test and it came back negative. So
I did a like a home test that we
Uh-huh.
have. Yeah, and it was negative, so that's cool. But
yeah,
I was at my sister's like about a week ago, and she has it now, so she tested
Okay.
positive. So that's a thing.
yeah, yeah. I pretty much stayed home for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it kind of sucked because like a bunch of my family was in town for the holidays, and we had some stuff planned, and there was a party that was supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it did happen. I just didn't go because I had like crazy body aches and an elevated temperature, and I was hacking up gallons of gunk, and I was like, "You probably don't want to get this." And they're like, "Yeah, good call.
Good
Stay
call.
home."
Stay away.
Yeah. Yeah. I keep waking up assuming and hoping that things will be cool, but nope, still just lingering, just hanging on whatever this garbage disease is. It won't go away.
What's its money worth? You paid for your
Yeah.
body. It wants to use it.
Yeah. I guess so. Paid the full fee. Eh,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just every day I just keep hoping I'll wake up and it'll be cool, but not so far.
Not gonna happen. Not like that. Not with that attitude. You gotta really want to believe it, like it's
Yeah.
Santa or something. And you just gotta feel it deep in your heart. And one day it'll
Yeah.
be true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 6 months.
God, I hope not. 6 months is way too long.
I know. You just said one day, and my brain was like, well, that could be a long time from now. Anyway, enough sickness. Blah. That's what I say. We should talk about Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man is fun.
Yeah, we can talk about Chainsaw Man. I feel like this season has wrapped up.
It has.
On a kind of nothing note.
Oh.
Like I feel
yeah.
like okay, they wrapped up the like this raid that they were doing on this building to capture these bad guys, and then the season ended. Like Makima wasn't even in the episode.
Yeah.
Actually, no,
Yeah,
she
well-
was. She was giving a brief to like one of the older guys, like one of her bosses. But that's it. Like it was like, oh, okay, it was a wrap up, and then the season's over. That felt like a season finale. Sure.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, I don't think I knew that it was the last one.
Okay.
So yeah, when it finished, I was like, okay, that's cool. It's probably, it feels like there might be some more to the season, but no, definitely, you're right. That was it. Although I don't know, like, I guess Katana Man is kind of like a mini boss, right? Like,
Kind of. But
he's a tough foe. He defeated Denji once.
And then Denji did some training with an old man, and now Denji can beat him. Like,
Yeah, which was like, I have questions about this.
right.
Yeah, so he gets defeated, and then Denji and Daki take turns kicking the dude in the nuts as hard as they can. So, yeah, that was a nice moment, but that's like the show's just kind of just got those nice moments, right? Just moments
Right.
of human connection and
I mean,
connecting your boot with someone's nuts and
the montage of like Denji, Power, and Aki going out for like shopping and like
Yeah.
Like just living in Harlem, that was fantastic. I loved that.
Yeah.
That was great. Give me more of that.
I, bingo. I'm with
Yeah.
you. That
Yep.
was super great.
Mm-hmm. But boy, did it feel like this was like a episode 7 or something, right? In the season. It's like, okay, you defeated the mini boss. He just kind of wants revenge and doesn't believe anything you're gonna say, so he can't be like the overarching villain for your like entire story. Basically, he can't be like the big bad because his whole drive is kind of okay. You just don't believe this person. Good for you.
Yeah.
Um, but we should be moving on to bigger and better things, and they're doing that by just making us wait. Like season's over.
Yeah.
Don't know when it's coming back. Not immediately.
Right. Well, Makima makes the conclusion that they have enough of Gunmetal's body that they
Mm,
can get a fix on where he is.
right.
I mean, that's a step in
That
their
is a
whole
step.
plot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that little note is pretty much the only thing that felt like it was kind of the end of a season. So good
Mm-hmm.
call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting too. There was a kind of a big focus on like Katana Man trying to make Denji feel bad for murdering the zombies, right?
Right.
And he's like, "Man, I get it. Like, I don't have a heart either, but even I felt bad for, grandma who's been turned into a zombie and is getting mercilessly killed." And then he's like, "I don't. Let's fight." It's like, okay, that's interesting.
I do wonder if that's the show telling us that Denji's lack of humanity that we've seen, like, and assumingly have correlated to him losing his heart both literally and metaphorically here, isn't Pachita's doing. Like, Chainsaw Man doesn't have a heart anymore either, but he still feels bad at whatever it is that Denji is going through, where he's just like, I don't care about these people, is not because he's like bonded with the devil, but because he's just a piece of shit. Right?
So Denji's just like emotionally broken.
Yeah.
Even if he'd never been murdered and chopped up into tiny pieces and resurrected through the power of the chainsaw demon,
Uh huh.
he'd still lack empathy for his fellow humans.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of entertained the thought too that Katana Man's just lying. That
Mm.
Katana Man's like, I feel bad for these people. What's wrong with you? Right? But he's like, man, I really don't. Those guys, like, my entire
Mm.
soul's been replaced by these powers I have.
I don't know.
Don't know. Yeah, like I said, I'm not convinced about that fact, but
Right.
there's no reason to have like a true heart to heart with Denji if you're Katana Man. Like, what do you
Uh,
gain?
yeah. I mean, there's no reason to. There's no reason not to either. You're both like essentially two immortals who can
Yeah,
just keep on fighting. So it's like you might as well air your grievances.
yeah.
Um. Yeah. That's about all that I think about that. Um,
On the immortal side of things, so he cuts Katana Man in half during their
uh huh.
final battle.
Straight down the middle.
And then it cuts and it comes back and the dude's alive in his
Uh huh.
human form. And Denji's like, yeah, it's cool. I put the two halves of your body down next to each other and they like crawled back together and like reformed you. That was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, so how far apart do the pieces of the body have to be? Could he cut someone in half and like put one of them in Australia, one of them in America, and then like they never come back to life? Or does
uh,
each one grow another half? It's like Wolverine stuff, man.
if Wolverine was an earthworm. Uh,
Yeah. Or Deadpool, right?
yeah,
Like
right.
anybody with
Um,
crazy good regenerative powers, what are the limits? I don't
I,
know.
here's the thing: the limits are whatever the author wants them to be. If
Yeah.
like, because it's like, oh, Wolverine has regenerated from a drop of blood once. So why do
Yeah,
all of his drops of blood not regenerate into whole new Wolverines?
exactly.
It doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to make
No.
sense, and it doesn't matter. I think this guy, if you were to take the two pieces and separate them, he would just be dead. Because I guess that's how Denji works as well. Because they're always like, "Oh, we just put your arm right back on, and then it reconnected."
Mhm.
Although I do wonder about burning. Like, can you like just cook these people and like turn them to ash. Is that
Yeah, I feel
a way to
like
get rid of them
there should
permanently?
be some science applied to this whole thing. If you're living in a world with these semi-immortals, like, let's figure out what the limits are on this.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be nice to know, especially if there's more than one.
Yeah.
Like, when we just thought Denji was kind of a crazy anomaly, sure, whatever. Denji can do Denji things, but if there's a bunch of people like this, then it'd be good to know if they share any vulnerabilities.
It would be good to know that. Yes.
Yeah, because they're gonna run up against another Katana Man. This isn't the only one that exists.
No, couldn't be.
For story purposes alone.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, although I mean, I wonder too about Katana Man's instant teleportation attack power.
mm.
I mean, is that something that is because he's Katana Man, or is that something that he had developed before that he brought with him? I don't know. It
I
seems like his most powerful thing that he's got going.
I assume it's because he's Katana Man, and that's just like him moving really fast. He's not like actually teleporting.
Well, why doesn't Denji have it? Why doesn't he have anything like that?
Because Denji has chainsaws. I don't know. Like
What?
he hasn't actually trained. I don't know. He's got the shit kicked out of him a bunch.
Well, it was enough to account for Katana Man's teleportation attack and defeat him
Yeah.
while he's using it, which was
Well,
like,
I mean, he learned. Denji basically learned the trick of I can make a chainsaw come out of my leg, right? That's basically all he did. And as like, he just, if you think about it, the arc of the way he probably cut this dude is as he was going, like doing his rush attack and going for Denji's head, he kicked him in the nuts and like cut him up through his head, which is just what Denji does in fights anyway.
yeah, that is a special move. Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't thought about it. That makes sense. All right.
Oh,
Make each other laugh and die.
yeah,
Good start.
excellent stuff. Yeah.
Blah. Ugh. Yeah. So anything else really happened there?
Mm, nope. I mean, Aki killed the ghost
Ghost.
devil
Yeah.
who offered him a cigarette.
Yeah, that said easy revenge on it.
Yes, which I guess was Himeno's cigarette she had kicking around. And the ghost
Yeah.
devil was like holding on to it, and it's it's a bad lesson to have, I guess. Like take revenge when you can get it, kind of a thing. Like, and that's what convinces him to kick Katana Man in the nuts a bunch. It's like, well, I mean, you should settle your scores while you can, I guess. It's not terrible advice.
It's not the most high-minded way to
No.
live, but you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
that happened. Snake
Mhm.
Girl basically got herself killed, well, committed suicide, like, I want to say off screen, but we did see it. It just, we got told about it later. Like, we didn't see it happen as it happened. We're
Right.
just like, okay, Kobe's got a knife to her. They're arresting her, and then later during Makima's report, she's like, "Oh yeah, she died, possibly due to like a condition of the contract," which that's a thing apparently.
Contracts can have all sorts of clauses, yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
Although I don't know, if you fail in your mission, you will die is a pretty harsh
Mm,
aspect of any contract, really.
it's true.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know. Or maybe it's like if you're about to get captured, you die. It's a cyanide pill, right?
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, indeed. And
Anyway,
then
oh
no, that's it.
yeah,
I think that's about it for Chainsaw Man.
yeah, and I don't think at least a season away because like from what I've seen up winter 2023 season of anime, it's not continuing, so it's not like immediately rolling into like a second season.
Yeah.
So at least like a 4 month wait, maybe longer, before we get
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
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 Oh yeah, I'm totally expecting that. Alchemy in Discord was like, "What theories do you have?" It's like everybody I know has already read the manga, so it's interesting to talk to people who only watch the anime and what theories they've got. And I'm like, I don't have any theories. Like my only theory is that like Makima is a demi-human like Denji is.
Mm.
That's all I got. But I don't have any theories about what she is because
There's literally nothing to go on.
yeah, she
Yeah.
has 4 separate power sets, and we haven't seen anything like her before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah, so do you have any theories, or are you just at kind of the same spot? Like, they haven't
I
given us any material for theories.
uh I don't think they gave us any like decent material for theories, but also I got spoilers, remember?
Oh, right. That
So
is correct. So, yeah.
I know some stuff.
Right. But
And
yeah, I don't know. This isn't a kind of show that like dangles mysteries in front of you. They're like, the gun devil exists. These
uh
guys want to kill him.
mm,
That's it, you
I would
know?
okay, my spoilers combined, I will say that there are some things that they're not dangling a lot of hooks, but I've definitely been like, okay, so I can see the hook here and there for whatever this is, and I've deliberately like not drawn your attention to them, like,
Yeah,
because it's
thank you.
like, what a dick move.
Right.
Um, but there are like a couple things that you could, but it would be like you would be picking at random things essentially at this point to be
Okay.
like, yeah, to try and draw any conclusions, it'd just be nonsense.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So I'm glad there's nothing like crazy obvious that I'm missing. So, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you see this thing where to switch topics abruptly and intensely,
Mm-hmm.
NFL player yesterday collapsed on the field?
No, what happened?
So he's involved in a pretty standard football play. Like he's a defender. He tackles the guy with the football. They
Mm-hmm.
both go down, right? It's like, okay. Then he gets up and then he like takes a step and then he just falls over backwards, like
Okay.
unconscious and like apparently not breathing.
Okay.
Yeah. So everybody's screaming for the medical trainers to get over here. Here, let me send you the video.
I think I've got a video.
Okay. It's Hamlin.
Yeah. Is this? No, I don't want to unmute. It's a 30-second video upload. Okay, yeah, I'm watching it.
Uh-huh.
But it feels like, okay, that looks like the ambulance, whatever's already on the field. Do I need a video of
Yeah,
the
here, let me
incident?
send you that.
Yeah. Yeah. Is Twitter working for you? Twitter is
Sure
down
is.
for me.
The whole thing's down?
Yeah, everything just low, like spin wheels.
What the heck?
Yeah, this tweet ain't working. I'll just watch it
The
in
Australia
Discord.
Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
we're
can't watch this.
not even
No.
embedded.
No.
What the All right, hang on a second. Can I share my screen while I have my video up?
You can. It'll break my overlay, like the Discord, but it's fine.
Yes, it will.
Um, oh, okay.
Okay. Got it?
Yep.
Okay, so here it goes.
Tackle. Gets up.
Up, takes a step. Bonk.
And boom. Oh.
Yeah. So he absorbs the contact, like he takes the hit to his chest,
Uh-huh.
but like makes the tackle, drags the guy down, gets up, and just falls back.
Huh.
So
Okay.
everybody's like, "What was that?" And it's weird. And everyone assumes he's just like, he's gonna pop back up, and they're gonna take him for some investigation, see what happened and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
no, like they end up doing CPR on him and stuff, and it's real scary. And they totally like indefinitely postpone the game and everything.
Mm.
But what it looks like, and I don't know, no one's ever exactly come out and said this exactly, but there's a very particular condition that's
Mm.
called I don't know how to say it. I think it's Latin. So here, you give it a shot.
Uh, Comator cordis.
Yeah. So basically, what it means is if you get hit in the chest or your heart at a very particular time, it interrupts the beating of your heart and stops it.
Oh,
There's
okay.
a 10 to 20 millisecond window of time where the heart is relaxing electrically
Mm-hmm.
where this can happen. So it's incredibly hard to make this to hit this window,
Mm-hmm.
but it's happened a bunch before. I was doing some googling on it, and they were tracking this from like 99 to 2010 or something, and it was only like 200 incidents
Mm-hmm.
in America during that 10-year span
Mm-hmm.
where someone had this thing happen to them, and they died. So 200 over the course of years is not a ton. There was a hockey player in Utah, actually, like minor league hockey, that took a
Mm.
slap shot to the chest. Like opponent rocketed the puck, bam, hits him in the chest, and same thing. He like takes a couple steps and then just collapses,
Mm.
and he died. So I don't know. It seems like that's what it is, but again, none of the doctors have come out and announced that's what happened. But I mean, near as I can tell, he can't breathe on his own, so they've got him intubated, and he's in critical condition at a local hospital. But yeah, it was nuts. Like I thought he was going to die on the field.
Wild.
Yeah, super crazy.
Yeah. Hmm. Well, sports are dangerous, especially contact ones. um,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it's interesting because I don't think I've ever heard of something like this, even with the Australian NFL. We don't even wear protective gear. We're just like out there in like a t-shirt and shorts, essentially, right?
Right.
And that's full contact as well. So I would imagine NFLs being the cowards that they are, wearing all those pads and protective gears, they'd be safer from things like this.
Yeah. So this happened enough times, kind of high profile back in mid 2000s
Mm.
that kids leagues, especially, like some kids died where this
Oh,
happened to them,
okay.
like a baseball in the chest or something, and then just that they started having kids wear protective gear because if you have enough of a certain type of padding over your chest,
Mm.
then that will absorb a lot of any whatever is going to hit you there and
Mm-hmm.
can protect against this sort of thing.
Right.
I mean, it's not a guarantee that it will help you, but it's been talked about a lot.
Mm.
Uh, so actually, here's a study. Yeah, so here's an Australian case of this happening.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was playing cricket.
Uh-huh.
He'd been struck.
By a
Yeah,
cricket
been
ball while
struck in the
batting.
chest
Yeah.
by a cricket ball. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, they're throwing those things at like not baseball speeds because obviously they're bouncing the ball, but
Yeah.
it's still very quick.
Yeah, exactly.
So a lot of force behind it.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, the crazy thing again is that it's not just you got hit in the chest. If you get hit in the chest 99.9999999 times out of 100, you're fine.
Right.
It hurts, it'll bruise, yeah, but your heart can continue on. But there's just this tiny vulnerability
Yeah.
where if it hits you at the perfect exact moment, can stop your heart, and you're in a lot of
Mhm.
trouble at that point. So, yeah, just something to be worried about, I guess.
Well, yeah, I'm just thinking of all those people who who have ever banged their own chest, like, or just like, you know. I don't imagine they're doing it quite hard enough, but um,
Yeah, I don't know. That's probably not, but maybe if someone's really giving it their all and they're a very strong person, then
mhm,
they could generate the requisite force if they timed it wrong and just take themselves out.
mhm. Uh, two guys do a chest bump and they kill each other.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the odds of that are astronomical, but yeah. And I looked into it. The only person that's ever died on the field in an NFL game was a dude in 1971
Mm-hmm.
who, no contact, he just, like, there was a play, the play is over, and he just, like, has a heart attack and dies
Yeah.
on the field. Yeah, he was this 28-year-old with this congenital heart defect they didn't know about back in
Rough.
71. So that's the only time it's happened.
Hmm.
And I was
That's
worried it happened
nice.
again last night, but it didn't. So
Fair enough.
yeah. And it's kind of funny too, because I'm in the championship of my fantasy football league,
Uh-huh.
and me and my opponent both had players on that team.
Uh-huh.
So the game starts, and we're like, okay, who's going to win this Final Fantasy championship? And then they're like, it's we're not doing this anymore. We're not sure when we're going to do it. And it's like, okay, let us know, I guess.
That's funny.
I know, negatively impacting fantasy. Ridiculous.
Uh, well, I'm sorry that a player nearly dying has ruined your fantasy football experience.
you, you better be.
Uh, so
uh, mm,
while I was at my sister's, someone had a game just like in a box that was called What Am I? And it was
mm.
basically a deck of cards, and you can draw a card, and it's got three things on it, and you pick one, and then everyone else plays 20 questions to try and work out what you are. But
Yeah.
they're broken up into three categories, which are A, V, and M. A standing for animal, V for vegetable, M for mineral.
Right.
And the rules say the first question is usually just like, what category are you? So we were just like, okay, well, we'll just say what we are off the start, right?
Yeah.
Because who cares? And I don't have the cards on me, obviously, but I do remember a couple of them, and I wanted to play this game with you right now because there was some interesting quirks about the way they categorize certain things. So I am a vegetable, is what my card says.
Okay.
And I want you to try and guess what vegetable I am.
So then I ask you 20 yes or no questions to figure out what kind of vegetable
Essentially,
you are.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, have you never played this
No,
before?
I've never played this. Not like
No.
this.
I wonder if it's an American thing, because I've remember playing this game since I was a kid.
Well, I mean, like a guessing game I've played before, but
Yeah,
not
no,
like
specifically 20 questions, yes or no, animal, mineral, vegetable. Yeah.
really. Was it
Uh-huh.
as broken as this is about to turn out to be? Because I need you to start asking
Broken.
questions.
Okay. Um See, and one of the classic questions is, are you bigger than a bread box?
Yes.
Okay. Are you orange?
Uh, Not typically.
It's not a yes or no.
Well, the rule said you can give maybe, so consider it a maybe.
Oh, maybe. That's not how we ever played that game. Okay. Sometimes orange. Great. Are
Very
you
rarely, I would say.
Oh, okay. That's actually a little more helpful, I guess. So you're bigger than a bread box and you're very rarely orange. Are you purple?
Very rarely.
Okay. Are you green?
Very rarely.
Huh. So what kind of vegetable is a rainbow is the question I have to ask.
I don't know any rainbow vegetables.
Yeah, I don't either. It'd be
Mm,
kind of neat though.
would-
Visually interesting. Yeah. I mean, if I can't, do you grow underground?
No.
Him? Do people eat you?
No.
Do animals eat you?
No.
Huh. So it's a vegetable that is
Well,
very rarely 3 different colors.
uh, it is in the vegetable category
Uh-huh.
on this card.
Okay.
I never said it was actually a vegetable.
Oh. So is there any instructions as to what the game considers a vegetable?
No.
No.
Uh,
It's just a category of
it's
things.
just a category.
Uh-huh. Are you alive?
No.
Huh? You're never alive.
Never. Well,
Mm,
parts of me were at one point.
What the crikey?
Uh, since this could literally go on forever, I will just
Are
tell
you
you,
the Earth?
no, I'm not the Earth.
Take it.
I am a briefcase.
Oh,
That's what it
a
considers a
briefcase
vegetable.
is a vegetable?
Yes. Same with business
Mm,
cards, scarves, t-shirts.
huh.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah.
that's dumb.
Yep. So, I don't know if you've ever played this game, but it was wild to try and actually play it. It did not work very well with these
No.
cards.
So hang on. So as you were playing it, did you get
Yeah.
any kind of a good idea as to what it thought a vegetable was?
Sometimes it was clothing, sometimes it was like a briefcase or something like that. Sometimes it was a vegetable or like
Was
fruits and
clothing
stuff.
ever anything else?
No, I don't think clothing went under minerals or animals. Animals was usually like people,
Yeah.
occasionally like elephants or fish.
Uh-huh. Makes
Um,
sense. Yeah.
mineral was also like sometimes it was iron and sometimes it was a food processor, right? Or
Ye- Yeah,
actually, I
okay.
think my favorite vegetable one was xylophone. So
Okay, fine. So this game was like, we're gonna play this real fun game, and we're gonna call things vegetables that are in no way nor have ever been vegetables.
mhm,
Have fun,
mhm.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That doesn't sound very fun.
nope, not very good. But it gave me my favorite thing to do with my brother's partner because she was there, which is we would play this game and I'll just walk up to her and be like, I am a vegetable. Be like, are you actually a vegetable? No. It's, that interaction will never fail to make either one of us laugh ever again.
Are you actually a vegetable? Good follow-up question. I think that's real smart.
Ugh.
It's stupid.
That is stupid. It's incredibly stupid. I hate
Hmm.
everything about it.
On board. Huh.
What about your
Oh yeah.
Christmas? Did you
Yeah,
kids have
right.
good times?
They did.
Mm-hmm.
So, in a bit of a mix-up, I had a conversation with my ex about what we were gonna get the kids so we
Mm-hmm.
didn't repeat.
Right.
And I thought we were on the same page. And I thought I'm gonna get these things, and I
Mm-hmm.
got those things. And then she apparently sent out like a list to all of the families and stuff, including the stuff that I said I'd already get the kids.
Mm.
So there was a lot of repeat stuff happening. Yeah. And so she had them Christmas Eve, and then I had them on Christmas. And so by the time I got them, there'd already been a couple repeats, and then I just added to the whole repeat fiesta.
Mhm.
Like he'd ask, for a really simple, like a rechargeable battery pack for his game controller, right?
Mm.
He got it like 4 times.
He can always be recharging batteries.
Yeah. He's never ever gonna have an uncharged game controller for the rest of his life, apparently. No, but I mean, I ended up just helping return a bunch of stuff and get some other stuff that he wanted. But
Fair enough.
yeah, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had a little bit of that. Where I was talking to one of my nieces and she'd gotten like the same thing twice essentially. But actually, no, I was talking to my brother about it, and like, he just still had the receipt for the one that he was going to give them, so they just took it back and got something else. Easy peasy.
Yeah. Yeah, totally easy.
Ugh.
Not a problem.
Not a problem.
No.
Ugh. What about the New Year? Did you ring in the New Year, stay up to midnight and watch fireworks?
No, actually didn't.
No?
It got to be like 11:30, and I was all, I'm tired. I don't feel well. I'm going to bed. And I did.
What's the bet? The day before that, you're up to like 1 a.m. playing Hearthstone.
No. Nope.
Sure.
No, my body was like, I need so much sleep. You have no idea.
No,
I'm
I
like, but
get
body, it's 3 p.m. It's like, nope.
nap.
Sorry. Yeah, nap now.
Yeah. I was just today, I was like, oh, I'm trying to watch anime on Funimation, and their website is hot dog shit because it's Funimation, and they're like merged with Crunchyroll, but not all of their titles have actually moved yet. So I gotta like. Anyway, it's annoying. I was like, okay, the phone app works better than the web app. Let me just go lay on the couch. And I got 10 minutes into this episode, and I'm like, I'd rather just be sleeping. Like, I just put the phone down and took a nap before the podcast. Like a 4-hour nap.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. Turns out your body needs a lot of rest when you're sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good information to have. So I think since the last time we talked, I finished Money Heist Season 2.
Oh, yeah?
And I don't know. I can't really recommend Season 2. It's like 4 times longer than Season 1.
Uh-huh.
And it just hits the exact same story beats as Season 1 does. But in a drawn out format. And I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like even to the point, like let me tell you a really specific thing that happens in Season 1 and is repeated in Season 2. The hostage negotiator that's been working trying to get the hostages out of the bank that our heroes are robbing. She finds the headquarters of where the ringleader is outside of the bank. She, like on her own, detectives her way into figuring out where he is, storms in there with a gun, like captures him.
Right.
And then he manages to sweet talk his way into having her join their side.
Okay.
This is more complicated. He's arranged to meet her in the real world and like kind of seduce her
Okay.
so that he has an idea of all the things that the cops are trying to do, right? It's all part of the plan, but then like he kind of falls in love with her and then she falls in love with him. And then she discovers where this big bad is, and it's this dude that like she didn't think had anything to do with any of this stuff, right?
Right.
So anyway, so then he basically convinces her to not turn him in, and she joins their side. And I was like, fine. Like,
Uh-huh.
whatever. We'll let you get away with this. And then
Sure.
in season 2, the exact same thing happens. The new negotiator they bring in figures out where the dude is and where his headquarters is and shows up with a gun and arrests him. And what's his face sweet talks his way. I mean, it's not exactly the same thing because they don't have the same outside relationship that they did in he did with the other lady in season 1.
Uh-huh.
But like he manages to sweet talk his way into her not turning him in. And it's like, why are we doing the exact same highly improbable thing here? Did the writers just had no creativity at all? They just have no idea what to do in season 2. They had the
Mhm.
story figured out for season 1, and they're like, "This is really successful." We're writing season 2, and they're like, "We don't know how to write anything else. Crap. We'll just put a new fresh coat of paint on it,
I mean,
and nobody will care."
uh, you're familiar with JXE, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he recently covered like Brickleberry and
Yeah.
Paradise
Yeah.
PD. Like it's all
Yeah.
made by the same two guys who can't do anything else, and so they just like slap a new coat of paint on it and have like 10 seasons of the same show under like 3 names that are all
Right.
shit.
All the same characters doing all the same stuff with a new coat of paint on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. That's exactly what it is. And like the production quality of Money Heist and like everything is just of a better quality than anything Brickleberry and
Mm-hmm.
whatever Space Force is. Um Overall, the people involved in it care about it a lot more. But yeah, it's just I cannot believe how much they repeated in season 2. It drove me nuts. And it kept going forever. I was like, this is probably another 8, 10 episodes. No, it's like 20 episodes. Like, why are we doing this? Why are there so much more?
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, there are a lot more flashbacks in season 2. I think that took up a lot of time as well. But
Oh,
yeah,
fair enough. Ugh.
anyway. Yeah, my sister started watching it because I recommended it, and she was like, "I've heard people say season 2 is not as good," and I'm like, "Yeah, these
It's
people
not.
are not wrong."
Ugh. Mm.
Anywho, season 1, Money Heist, fun stuff,
Mhm.
pretty interesting.
Not terrible. Maybe skip
Yeah,
season 2 though.
yeah. Season 2 is just watch season 1 again, and I think you'll be just fine.
Ugh. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What else is going on?
Uh, I so because it's like that the end of one season, start of another. Boji the Rock wrapped up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Uh, given that it is smaller in scope and like a little more condensed than something like Chainsaw Man, which is expected to have like 3 or 4 more seasons probably. I think I actually enjoyed that show more than I did Chainsaw Man.
Oh,
'Cause,
interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
it's like very self-contained and it's a comedy, so it's just like a little more approachable to be enjoyable. I'm not like sitting there thinking about what are the mysteries of the universe that I now need to like discover. You know, it's just like people playing music.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something appealing about the simplicity there, right?
Yeah, it's very funny. I highly recommend it. But I will say the final episode has the same issue with Chainsaw Man, where it feels like it's a middle story beat, where
Mm.
because they're like leading up to like this high school culture festival where the band's gonna play for the school, essentially. You know, not not untypical stuff. Pretty generic, but you know, it is what it is. It's a live performance in front of like a large crowd of people for like a band just starting out. So it's like you're somewhere on the progression there. But
Mm.
while they're there, they're playing their song. The guitarist like breaks a string, and that's like the critical highlight or drama of the episode, essentially. And I'm like, okay, I This feels like the end of season should be like a big celebration of the season because it's like a happy show. It doesn't need massive conflict.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of conflict in the other live performances, right? Like one of them was we had a typhoon come during like before our show, so nobody like very few people were able to show up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like just like a bummer for them as a band where it's like, well, we're expecting at least 40 people because we have to like cover ticket costs essentially. Like you need a minimum of people to turn up, and like you do that by buying a minimum of tickets and giving them to friends or family or selling them. And like nobody showed up, so it was like heartbreaking for these people to be like, oh, there's like 5 people in the crowd in this entire bar that they're playing, and it's like, okay, I get it. And like the first time they played, because the main like protagonist, the point of view character is the guitarist. She like played inside a cardboard box, right? Like she had stage fright. Again, it's just very funny.
That's pretty good.
But it feels like ramping up to breaking a guitar string and then trying to do a stage dive and like crowd surf and just like falling straight onto the ground and going unconscious and then waking up in like the infirmary in the school. That feels like it's just a little bit of a slow story beat for the season finale. And it's just something to cheers with Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
But
Like, and the end for now.
mhm. I hope there's more of that show coming. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it.
It's been well received as far as Reddit is concerned, anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Reddit has enjoyed it a lot.
Yes, it has. Man, I got a problem with Reddit at the moment.
Hmm.
So I just middle mouse click as I scroll down Reddit endlessly, opening up tabs. And then once I've got like 4 or 5, I'll just like click on them and look and see what they are.
Mm-hmm.
I've had an issue where every time, I don't know, not every time, like maybe like 1 in 5, whenever I click on something, it just goes, this page can't, like, doesn't exist. I just get an error. But if I go and click on like the comments, because I see it's got like 360 comments or whatever, it'll load the page then, but not if I click like the title.
Oh. Yeah.
So I'm getting a lot of like, this page just doesn't exist, and I have to be like, I've got 6 tabs. Which one was this? I need to like go back and check and see which one it was.
Scroll back 4 pages. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the comments link is probably what you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
Rather than
probably.
just the main one. Yeah.
It's. I just don't want to have to look for the tiny little comments link. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's smaller than the title.
It is. I mean, I'm using old Reddit. You're probably using the new stuff, so.
I'm using old Reddit.
Oh. Yeah. So just comments below.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll open up the discussion about it and the link to the thing at the top.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'll have to do.
Excellent.
I'm just not happy about it. Ugh.
Oof. I had to shovel the driveway a couple times. Got a ton of snow over the last week.
Ugh. Shoveling the snow while you're sick? That sounds awful.
Yeah, it wasn't good, but it just kept coming down, and I was like, it's gonna be impossible to shovel if I just leave it.
Can you just make the kids do it?
Well, they were sick too.
Oh.
Actually, the daughter did once for me because she
Oh.
wanted some money. And she was like, "Can I shovel the driveway?" And I was like,
Yes.
"Maybe." And I was like, "What? You're a little, I don't know, a little too young for it." But she's so determined. I just remembered all the times we'd go hiking, and her 2 older brothers would be like, "All right, I'm done with this. I'm out." At like half a mile and just like refuse to move on. And she's just trump, 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 trump. Like she will walk for like 10 miles. She is the most determined little kid in the whole world. So I was like, you know what? Maybe you can do this. And she did. She totally did.
She's an unstoppable force, is what I'm
She
hearing.
she is an unstoppable force. Yeah, because this was one of the days that it snowed like, 3 inches or something. It wasn't a whole lot, but she
Right.
shoveled the whole thing. She was out there for a good 35, 40 minutes, working her butt off, and she did it.
Yeah.
Part of me was like, maybe she's gonna like give up and come in, and she never did. And I was like, yeah, this girl's a dynamo. Like her brothers would have come in whining 20 minutes ago.
How much
Yeah.
did you pay her?
$20.
Oh, for like 40 minutes of work?
It's a lot. It's
Yeah,
cold. It was cold out there. I didn't want to do it. I was like, it's
you
worth
realize
$20.
minimum wage is like $7.25 an hour. You're way overpaid.
Yes, probably. But also, I didn't want to do it. So,
That's fair.
yeah.
Ugh.
And there was enough snow a couple days ago that it so snow is white,
Uh-huh.
but sometimes if there's enough of it, it gives this like blue tinted hue if
Okay.
you look at it from a particular direction.
Uh-huh.
And that was kind of neat. So there was enough snow that piling it up, you know, in
Mm.
my yard.
Mm.
If you looked at it the right way, it was kind of glowing. It was fantastic. Anyway,
Fair enough.
yeah, it's kind of helping with the drought in the valley. Every year they
Mm.
talk about, the drought situation we're in, and apparently we've had more snow this year than we did for the whole snow season last year. So hopefully
Ah.
we'll get
You'll
off
get
of this
you'll,
drought situation.
you'll be allowed to water your garden this time.
Yeah,
This year.
exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe
Uh,
not.
maybe not.
Yeah, and it's blazing hot down there.
Yeah, it's pretty warm. It's not super hot today. What is the temperature where I live? 77 degrees.
Okay,
So
yeah,
it's
that's
not
not roasty.
no. But it's
No.
also supposed to like storm today and tomorrow and Friday and Saturday.
Yeah. All
Cool.
right.
Ugh.
Super awesome.
Yeah. I mean I don't have a problem with the rain when I'm home. It's just when I have to go places.
Right. Right.
It's like I could spend $15 on petrol for 4 days, or I could spend $40 on an Uber to work once.
Right.
I don't like the rain.
No, bikers usually don't.
Mm-hmm. Not typically.
Yeah, I saw a post on Reddit yesterday
Uh-huh.
where someone in Australia posted a picture of somebody parking at the beach but taking up two
With
spots.
the Audi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, you walk up and you key that car. That's what you do that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Tria rules.
Yeah. There's so little parking at beaches as well. Like, the
Right.
parking lot that's in is probably only 2 lanes of parking, like one on either side of like where you drive. So it's probably about 100 cars that can fit there.
Yeah. So to take up two spots for your little car is terrible. Don't do that. It's bad.
It's awful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. I've never
All
taken up
right.
2 spots with my car.
Good job.
Actually, where I park at work it's slightly wider than a normal parking space. And when I park like all the way to the left, because it's like up against a wall, a car once was like, yeah, I can still fit in there. And like it's like and thankfully I hope there was no one in their passenger seat, because like they would have been like hitting my tank with their door. But I'm like,
Right.
okay, I guess we can share. This is okay. But now I park in the middle. I'm like, fuck you. Fuck all of you. This is my parking spot. There's no
Yeah.
designated like bike parking. There is another like member of staff who rides a bike, so we share. But it's like, you do not. No, please, no. Ugh. Ugh.
Oh, all right. Well, should we wrap it up?
I think we should wrap it up.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool. So that is going to be it from us today. This has been Somicron and Falcon Paladin for a very sicky edition of the Falcon Paladin Hour.
Mm-hmm.
Check out the store for merch at falconpaladin.store.
Mm-hmm.
You can support the podcast directly at patreon.com/Somicron.
Also true.
And come check us out live at twitch.tv/Somicron, where we stream this stuff, and then the VODs end up on the YouTube box. So, as well, I guess. The VODs are here too.
Yeah, I don't think they stick around forever here.
They
Twitch,
do not.
I don't
tell them to.
I can tell them to, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I've got them somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so until next time, hopefully we'll be less dead a week from now, but stay safe and stay healthy. Enjoy your 2023, and you take care of yourself.
Bye.